Are you dreaming about a different kitchen in your home, but you need to do it without the staggering price tag? Get ready for a real example of an outdated kitchen that can be transformed in a pretty affordable way. This is the before picture of the kitchen in this house that a client of mine just bought. And since they just bought a house, they did not have the budget left over to make a lot of big changes, but the kitchen was the one room that they wanted to start with because it's in the worst shape. And one of the reasons it's in the worst shape is the floor plan. It's sort of a galley kitchen with the washer and dryer stuck at the end. And the problem is the floor plan. And that's also the most expensive thing in a kitchen to change. So we had to make very minimal changes. There was a budget, and because it's pier and beam, an ability to relocate that washer and dryer to just outside the kitchen in an entry. We did have to replace it with a stackable unit. Now that space where the washer and dryer can be opened up, that will make the kitchen feel a lot bigger and lighter. The second change we made was to relocate the refrigerator, because having a refrigerator directly next to a stove is not really ideal. You really want to have counter space on either side of a stove. So we moved that refrigerator down to the end, and now we had the room to do it since the washer and dryer were relocated. We needed to add one additional cabinet, just one, on the other side of the stove. So this is a pretty budget-friendly solution for changing the space in this room. So the next steps were to address sort of the color scheme of the kitchen. We couldn't afford to make any changes to the flooring, and the flooring is really in great shape. But a budget-friendly way to change the look of a kitchen is to paint the cabinets. If you're a good painter, that's even something that you can take on yourself. Another budget-friendly idea is to reface the cabinets with new doors instead of replacing the boxes, because this requires a whole lot less labor, and it can give your cabinets, if they're in good condition, a really updated look at a much lower cost. In this case, we decided we wanted to change the cabinets to more of a warm cream shade and replace the hardware, which can make a big impact, with something that was also warm in more of a brushed brass look. And this is what the inspiration photos that we used. Both of these kitchens have warm brass hardware, dark countertops, and wood floors, and cream cabinets. So you might be wondering, can I mix the brass with the hardware that's a different color because the faucets are not brass? And the answer is yes. You can mix hardware in a kitchen. It happens all the time, as long as you keep things that are the same function in the same metal. So all faucets in the same color, all handles and pulls in the same metal. And if you want a bunch of detailed examples, check out this video. Another problem with this kitchen was the lighting. It's outdated and there's not enough of it. So we wanted to replace the center light fixture, add some under counter lighting, and add a pendant light above the kitchen sink. There's a rule of thumb for lighting all spaces, and that is that you need 3 sources of light. So in a kitchen, that one light in the ceiling is not going to cut it. You really need to add under the counter lights and over the sink lights. If you had an island, add lighting over the island. That's the reason why you see all this lighting, is because the room really needs it, because there's so much happening in a kitchen. Lastly, this kitchen now has a nice wide center area. Not wide enough for an island, but it is wide enough for a nice floor treatment. A nice thing to add in a kitchen to really give it a lot more character is a rug. And in this case, we considered this rug and this rug. And another great solution, if you're a really messy cook and you're afraid of a rug in a kitchen, is these vinyl floor mats. And they come in every possible color scheme, and they're really easy to clean. So don't let a tight budget stop you from making changes to your outdated kitchen. If your kitchen needs a refresh, check out the link in my bio for a mini makeover.